Good afternoon and welcome to the Joy Stadium ahead of today's WSL game, City taking on Leicester. You can watch the full game today on City Plus, the only place that you can watch the game, of course, if you are not here in the Joy Stadium with us. And I am joined pitchside now by, literally the perfect person to join us ahead of today's game. She's played for both clubs, over 150 appearances for the Blues. She won 7 major trophies when she was here with us. Abbie McManus, welcome back.
It's really nice to be back. Thanks for having me.
We're so excited to have you, and I've been told to ask you, what are you doing now? Because you retired from football, what are you doing now?
Bit of a career change. I'm currently in the process of becoming a firefighter. I know, I'm in a 16-week programme at the moment. I've got some assessments coming up, but hopefully I pass, and in 16 weeks I'll be on station saving people's lives, hopefully.
No way!
Yeah.
That is a serious career change. Where did that go? Is that something you've always been passionate about? Or?
Well, obviously coming out of football, I thought, obviously I've always been part of a team. I've always had like teammates, and I thought, where else is there? And obviously being on a fire station, you're obviously always around a team. You're always like helping the community, I guess, which is what we did at Man City a lot. Being in the community, I always remember going into hospitals at Christmas time as a player and being able to give back to people that are in a rough time and things like that. Obviously, if someone's in a fire in a rough time, so being able to do that is something that I always dreamt as a kid. And obviously coming out of football, I thought, why not? And thankfully I got the job interview, passed the interview. I was very nervous for it, but I got it, and obviously I'm in training now, and hopefully I'll pass out all that as well.
How phenomenal! I absolutely
know.
Love that. My uncle was a fireman for his whole life until he retired. I've got pictures now of City fans. They're in the worst time of their life. A City fan, and they call out the fire brigade, and you rock up and they're like, okay, what's going on here? Well, congratulations, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
All.
Thank you.
Have you been keeping in touch with City and then WSL?
Yeah, I speak to some of the girls. I speak to Demi still. I speak to some of the old City girls like Nikita Paris. Obviously we go around, have tea, we still socialise, and it's really nice. Like in football, you make friends for life, and that's definitely what I've gained from it.
Oh, lovely. It's lovely to have you back today. Looking forward to spending the afternoon with you. So it is a 1 p.m. kick-off today, and I do have the team news for you today. So for City, no changes from the team that beat Spurs. So it is Kiara Keating, then it is Alexandri Greenwood, who's of course captain, Coombs, Kelly, Hemp, Arngaldal, Uabi, Kasparai, Shaw and Hasegawa. So the same starting 11 that beat Spurs. Subs bench, McIver, Stokes, Fowler, Morgan, Park. New signing, Blindkilde Brown is on the bench today. Mace and Kennedy. So that is the City starting 11 and the City subs bench for today. So no changes there in the starting 11, but one of our January signings today makes the bench. So your City team. Let's move on and have a look at the away team for today. So the Leicester City starting 11. Quick look at this. I think it's 2 or 3 changes from the team that beat Everton for them. In goal it's Kopp, and then it's Nevin, Tierney, Bott, Howard, Rantala, Cayman, Takarada, Tybord, O'Brien and Mamicki. The subs bench for Leicester: Leitzig, Palmer, Rose, Whelan, Ale, Pelganda, Zimpson, Goodwin and Baker. So that is both of your teams for today. Abbie and I are braving it. We're putting the brolly down. I've put my hood back because the second we came down it started to rain, but we're going to brave this for the next 5 minutes and hope that the sprinklers don't come on. So for City there, Abbie, the same team that beat Spurs. It feels like at the minute Gareth has got a real set first 11 that he likes to play with.
Yeah, to be honest, every time I look at the City team, I always look at the front three. As soon as you see Chloe Kelly, Shaw and Hemp, you know that you're in for a good game, and I'm excited to watch.
I often say that I think we have the best attacking 3 in the league, and obviously I know all about Chelsea, but the 3 of them, it must be terrifying as a defender to face them.
Yeah, definitely. If I was playing still now, it'd be my worst nightmare to come up against City. I'm not going to lie. The power that Bunny Shaw has, the speed that Hemp has, the skill that Chloe Kelly has, all 3 of them combined give you something different. I love it when Hemp and Chloe Kelly change. As a fullback, it's your worst nightmare. Are they going to go on the outside? Are they going to go on the inside? Who knows? But the 3 of them combining together, it just screams out goals to me.
Bunny Shaw, I feel like every time I watch her, she seems to get better, or she seems to score in a different way. I mean, she is the true description of an out-and-out goal scorer.
Yeah, I think you're guaranteed a goal with her every 90 minutes. It's basically guaranteed for her. She's a powerhouse. She knows where the net is. She does minimal movement for me, but it's very effective what she does.
In terms of City's defence, I want to have a little look, because the club announced a Player of the Month for January. The nominees: Alexandri, Kasparaj and Hasegawa. So, two defenders, one defensive midfielder as well. In terms of Laia Alexandri, she's having a phenomenal season. Only Chloe Kelly has had more matches than her this season. And the same with Kirsten. Kirsten and Laia both having phenomenal seasons and really helping us secure up that defence.
Yeah, I love it. I've really enjoyed watching the Spanish come to the English League. I do think it's a little bit more physical, the English League, compared to what they're used to. But their technique, the way they read the game is very different, and it's only made our league better. Them coming in and expressing themselves. I think she's put a foot in this team, and she's obviously kept her position. Obviously Alana Kennedy's on the bench right now, so there's competition all over the City team, and it's good to see who's coming out on top, and she is at the moment.
It's such a solid back four. Obviously Alex Greenwood, we know how phenomenally talented she is. Defensively this season in particular, I just feel like we look really, really strong. I mean, it's either a mistake by us, or you've got to have the most phenomenal day to get past us.
Yeah, definitely. And watching Man City, they do like playing out from the back. They do take that extra care, a little bit more time. But you can see Alex Greenwood especially, she reads the game, she knows what she's doing, she's sucking that striker in just to find the free player going forward, and it's risk-free reward, and a lot of the time they do get the reward.
So we had a busy transfer deadline day. All of a sudden the app on my phone was pinging off, and I was like, oh! And we had 3 signings in the last couple of hours of the transfer window. One of them makes the bench today. So Laura Blinkilda Brown is on the bench today. She's come from Aston Villa. I saw Villa play a few weeks ago, and she was a standout player for them. 20. Yeah. She was their young player of the season 2 years in a row as well. Do you think she's been brought in, obviously because of the injury to Jill Roord?
Possibly, yeah, but she's good enough to be here. Like you said, she's a young, exciting talent, and I feel like City always do sign them. I remember when that was Hemp, she got signed from a young player, and look at her now. She's reaped the rewards from it. So hopefully that will be the same for the newest talent recruited.
It is really young recruitment. I mean, you're totally spot on. So Laura's just turned 20. Tara O'Hanlon is a young player that's come from Ireland as well. Poppy Pritchard, 18. This is her first professional contract that she's signed today. The wind is getting us, isn't it, all of a sudden? That is a feather in my eye. Is that good luck? Is that good luck, Abbie?
I hope so. And it was a blue one.
That was a blue feather in my eye. If that's not a good luck sign, I don't know what. Young signing, so it's like we're constantly planning for the future.
Yeah, definitely. I like I've just said, I always think that City, they recruit very well. They recruit people that you probably have not even looked at before yourselves, but they always bloom here. And that's exactly what Hemp did, and hopefully that's what this young girl will do now.
I feel like the weather was dead nice until we came down here. We need to leave and let the weather calm down. A word on Gareth Taylor as well, because he's been nominated as a WSL Player of Manager of the Month for January. We're on a phenomenal run at the minute, unbeaten in January as well. He really seems to have found his feet now here.
Yeah, definitely. I came down to watch the Manchester United game here the other week, and the difference between the sides for me is the structure that City have. No matter who comes on the pitch or what substitution they make, the system that Gareth has is really working, and no matter what players in the system works, and I think that's what shines the most.
Shines. It certainly is shining at the minute. City on a 7-game unbeaten run as it stands. A little bit earlier, Sam Cox spoke to the Manager of the Month nominee, Gareth Taylor.
Gareth, we welcome Leicester to the Joy Stadium today. How are you and the squad feeling ahead of this one?
Yeah, good to be back home. I think last time we were here we had a really good performance and a good motivation from the crowd playing against Man United, and obviously been on our travel since, but good to be back here at the Joy Stadium and looking forward to the game today against a tough Leicester team who are going to make it difficult for us, but we've been in good form recently, good performances, and finishing off many chances.
It'll be the third time we will have played Leicester this afternoon. What do we learn from the previous encounters with them?
Well, they're a dangerous team to play. You know, they're very brave in how they press. They can leave spaces. It just depends which way they'll go today, whether the spaces are in front or in behind them. If they're a little bit more conservative, they're more likely to be in front. If they're really brave, the spaces will be beyond. So we need to be aware of that and try and exploit it.
What will be the message to our players today?
Just continue in the same vein, you know. Be bright enough to understand the challenge in front of you and understand that regarding the way they play is going to dictate where our spaces are. But the players are really good in that, in sussing things out. They're in a comfortable mode at the moment. The continuity of the team hasn't changed too much here and there. So the rhythm and the tempo have been good from the players.
Laura Blinkilde-Brown is on the bench. What can we expect from her if she came on and made her debut?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got to give Laura time. You know, she's new to the club. She's only had 2 training sessions with the girls, but she's fitted in really well so far. And of course, we're hoping that she can get a decent start in her career. But she's here for a long period, so we have to give young players time, and their journey can be slightly different. So looking forward to the future with Laura.
With her cup tied in our next 2 games, was there a slight temptation to start her today?
No, not necessarily. I think, look, the team's been doing really well. You know, Laura Coombs and Ipa have done great in those positions, and it's just nice to have that extra option with Laura being available.
And just finally from me, we're on a really good winning streak at the moment. How important would it be to continue that today?
Of course, yeah. You know, we're 10 games left. I think 9 after this one. I think we're chalking them off now. We just got to keep to our end of the bargain, which is picking up all of the points that we need to be there at the end.
Thank you, Gareth. Best of luck today.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was our manager, Gareth Taylor, speaking a little bit earlier on there. And this is a ball that our manager, Gareth Taylor, has signed along with the full squad. If you remember, we were giving this away ahead of the Conti Cup game here. Of course, that big victory against Manchester United. It was a hugely popular competition, one of the, if not most popular competition we've ever run on Matchday Live. Thousands and thousands of you entered, and the winner is Natalie Mason. We didn't fix it, I promise you. We didn't just choose somebody called Natalie. Natalie Mason from Carlisle. We will be in touch with you, and this is your signed ball, signed by the whole squad and Gareth Taylor. So thank you for everybody that took part. Keep taking part when we do competitions. The more people that enter, the more competitions that we want to do. So congratulations to Natalie Mason. So less than half an hour now until today's 1 o'clock kickoff in the WSL. Get the full game. The only place you can watch this game is on City Plus. Of course, you get a whole host of other games. 20 live games you've had this season so far on City Plus. So the game today, 1 p.m. kickoff, only available on City Plus. City taking on Leicester today, a Leicester team that you can see warming up behind us. A Leicester team, of course, that you were at last season.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. So how was that season with Leicester? What are they like as a club?
Yeah, they're definitely a developing club. They had a couple of manager swaps whilst I was there in my career, and just before I left, they obviously had Willie Kirkin, and I can see that he's made many changes since the squad's completely different. I only left last summer, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they've all gelled together. He keeps recruiting, he's still recruiting in January, and I've seen a few more couple of new players, so it'll be interesting to see how they gel together today.
So they had a great start to the season. They picked up 7 points from the first 3 games. Then they went on a massive period without winning a game. And then last weekend, of course, Willie Kirk plays his former club Everton, which I wonder if it spurred him on a bit, and Leicester get a really, really important win. They've jumped up the table a bit, but for you, what is the ambition for Leicester? Is it still staying in the WSL, or are they starting to look up to really cement themselves as a WSL club?
Well, last season we started at the start of the season and spoke about how many points we wanted, and I understand that this season that they've gone on from a winning phase to then a bit of a downfall, like you've just said, but they'll look back at the start of the season, and at the end of the season I'm sure they're going to look back at the start of the season and be really thankful that they picked up them points, because last season that's what we missed, that's what we lacked, and it kept us in the relegation battle for a lot longer than what we needed. We didn't pick up points when we needed, and thankfully this season that they've done that, so hopefully they can pick up some more points along the way this season. If I'm honest, I think they will struggle today. I think Man City they've got a little bit more structure. They've got a background of players, like you look at the spine of each team, and for me Manchester City are a little bit stronger, but who knows, Leicester City might go out there today and put on a good performance. They've obviously recruited some new players. So it'll be interesting battle out there today.
Yeah, in January they brought in the Japanese internationals Takarada and Yuka Mamiki, really highly rated players. They played in that Japan team that everybody really got behind in the last World Cup, and so they are making a statement. They are with the buys they've bought in January. It looks like Willie Kirk is definitely making a statement in saying, we're here to buy good players and we want to be in the WSL.
Yeah, definitely. We know when we was away on international duty, every time we played Japan, we understood that they're a very well drilled team. As individuals, they was very, very professional. They stuck to what they knew and they was very good at it. So it'd be interesting to watch them today.
In terms of the players on the team, Leicester, when I've watched them this season, they're really good defensively. I mean, they make a lot of tackles, a lot of interceptions. The keepers are really good. They make a lot of saves. Defensively, they look solid. I did think, though, perhaps they're missing something a bit in attack. How do you see them as a team, and any standout players?
Yeah, like I was saying before about Man City, they have a structure, and it doesn't matter what player comes into that team, that structure is still there. Whereas for Leicester, I don't see that structure. So it's more about individuality for me in the Leicester team, and it's going to be nice to see them all express themselves. They're going to come into this wanting something. Whether they get something, I'm unsure, but it'll be nice to see what comes of the game.
We're walking right past the officials warming up to the side of us as well here as we go down pitch side. You mentioned that you were there when Willie Kirk was there as well. What was he like as a manager?
He's a very driven man. He actually came in as the director of the football club, and then obviously Lydia Bedford got the sack when we was there, and he took over as manager, and straight away you could see the change in the training drills. From like the midweek training drills, your day was different, and he's a very good coach. The club, Leicester, are building. They're still a little bit, I think, behind in the women's game, but they are putting the right things into place, and obviously you can see that with the recruitment they've made already.
We played Leicester earlier in the season in the Conti Cup, and it was a draw, but they beat us on penalties in that game as well. So how much positivity, how much hope do you think that'll give them today, knowing that last time in 90 minutes it was a draw? Yeah,
definitely. They'll be spurred on 100%. Like, one thing that Leicester do is they give everything they've got. They've got some players on there that know that hard work is like their DNA, and that's something that they'll openly say if they have to put their hands up after 75 minutes and say I've run myself into the ground. That's exactly what they do, and they do it very well, and then it allows the manager to put some fresh legs on and again run themselves into the ground. And hard work's definitely something that team's definitely got.
We've moved down the side of the pitch, as you can see, and we've got the City team just warming up behind us there. I always find the warm-ups so fascinating there. In terms of any particular players that you're looking forward to, any battles, who are you looking forward to seeing today?
I think Sophie Howard, she's very strong in Leicester's defence, but Bunny Shaw, I'm sure it's going to be a battle with them two. There'll be a few tackles. One of them's going to get a yellow card, I'm sure of it. But yeah, I'm interested to see if they can keep Bunny Shaw quiet, to be honest.
I feel like everybody in the WSL will be interested to see if anybody can keep Bunny Shaw quiet. We mentioned her a little bit earlier. She's a nominee for the City's Player of the Month award. I'm sure you might be Player of the Season come a few months. Yui Hasegawa has been a sensation since she arrived. How impressed do you continue to be with her?
For me, she's ultimately class. She's very tidy, she's neat, she constantly wants the ball. She's always looking to see if she can get herself at that extra yard, become the free player. Me as a centre half, if she was my number 6, my Kira Walsh of the old days of Man City, she would be a pleasure to play with. She always wants the ball, and that's exactly what you want to play with.
I mean, that's a compliment in itself, of course. I'm sure she'll love that compliment. Well, we managed to speak a little bit earlier this week to Yui. She told us a bit about some of her teammates.
Steph. On the pitch でもオフザピッチでも、リーダーシップがあって本当にチームをまとめてくれるキャプテンです。
How did she help you when you first joined the club?
いつも気にかけてくれて、毎朝声をかけてくれて、何か分かんないこととかあった時にはいつも教えてくれます。
Very
You've been done, there's no need to do it.
key いつもロッカールームで歌ったり踊ったりして、元気なのが印象で、ピッチでは本当にいつもスーパーセーブをたくさんしてくれてチームを救ってくれてると思います。
Hey guys, it's Kara Keaton here. Happy to sign my new contract here at City. See you.
カースティン、オフ・ザ・ピッチでは、いつも、おしゃべりをしている印象で、本当に楽しい人柄だなっていうのが一番で、ピッチでは本当に足の速さを生かしたプレーだったり、攻撃でも守備でもそのスピードを生かしたプレーが特徴的だと思います。
Hector, please. So, what are your hobbies, Hector? Tell me something about yourself.
オフ・ザ・ピッチでも、結構楽しいことが好きで、オン・ザ・ピッチでも、プレー中に、楽しいことが起きたりすると、笑顔があふれるような選手で、本当に、皆さんも分かっている通り、本当にドリブルとスピードが特徴で、チームで一番チャンスを作れる選手なんじゃないかなと思います。ライアー、いつも、オフ・ザ・ピッチでは本当にたくさん喋っている選手の一人で、ご飯の話をしたりとかもよくしています。ピッチでは本当にスペインの選手らしさというか、本当にテクニックがあって、一緒にプレーするのが楽しい選手の一人です。年齢が近いので、いつも、バニーと3人でご飯を食べたりすることも多くて、すごく優しい人柄です。ピッチでも本当に中盤で一緒にプレーしていて、たくさん助けられていますし、近くでプレーするのが好きな選手の一人です。
Back in.
Oh. すごく、オフ・ザ・ピッチでは本当に楽しい人柄で、いつも、陽気な選手の一人です。ピッチでは本当にパワフルなところも生かしながらテクニックも持っていて、本当に得点が取れる、味方にいると心強い存在です。
Oh, that's really cute. Tom and Jerry. That's so cute. Oh my god, I could cry.
He only stayed because of me. That was Yui Hasegawa, who you will be able to see somewhere in the background there. Oh, she's right there. That was like we set that up there, warming up there. Okay, you've got about 15 minutes until the 1 o'clock WSL kickoff today. The only place to watch this game is indeed on City Plus. Abbie and I will be here at half time as well, and we'll be back at full time. And Abbie, we're just keeping you dead busy seeing as we've got you here. We're sending you off to Co-Coms today as well. You're looking forward to that?
Yeah, I can't wait. Get to watch the game in the nice warmth inside somewhere. So
and just sit and talk about the game. It's like
what more could you want?
And so the team again warming up behind us here. Are there many of them? Any of the back, like the players, the coaching staff? How many are still here from when you were here?
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's the troublemaker Alan Mann, the assistant, and Chris, the goalkeeper. coach, and there's obviously Steph. She's injured today, but she's on the bench just behind us.
Yeah, we can see her. She's sat there with Gilda watching the team as they warm up. What's it like? Is it nice to be back? Does it bring back like a flood of memories?
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, you said about the trophies that I won before, and all my memories are with Manchester City. Some of the processes that we've been through, to see the women's game change and to see like a club like Manchester City put in what they've put into the women's game is amazing. And even like now, standing watching the crowd, like this place is always full. It never used to be. So for the past 12 years since I was here, it's grown and grown and grown, and it's good. Like I was chatting before to you about when you go to the airport and you see little girls with like Horton on the back, or Chloe Kelly or Hemp or whoever. It's massive. I never knew a women's footballer when I was growing up as a child, so it's growing. I still think it's got more growth in it, but it's amazing to see where it's come from.
I'm loving seeing as Abbie and I walk around the City fans that say, Abbie, can I get, because City, we never forget. That's what I like to say. We never ever forget where we came from. Yeah. So in terms of today's game, what sort of game overall are you expecting?
Possession, I think City are going to dominate. I think they always dominate possession. For me, it's just a matter of don't switch off. If City switch off, Leicester could counter. Silly mistakes like we were talking about before. They like to play out the back. Leicester will know that, and I think that they might give a shock 60-minute press high, something like that I'm sure that Willie Kirk will have up his sleeve. But it's just how City manage that and game management, I guess, over that.
It's such a tight WSL at the top of the table. Obviously 3 points behind Chelsea. As we mentioned before, we drew with these in the Conti Cup. Yeah. How important is it that this team right here behind us, there's Mr. Gota. Hey Sean! Ignored me. Just totally ignored me.
Marnie wants in. Look at you. He's always here. Hi, mate. You okay? Yeah, what are you?
How important is it that they keep winning, they keep putting the pressure on Chelsea? We stay within 3 points. We've got to go there in a few weeks.
Yeah, definitely. Man City will definitely remember the penalties, the 2-2. That they'll be kicking themselves for that. So they'll want to put that right today, and hopefully they will.
I'm just laughing there about Sean Goto walking past. He's in his serious game mode. Yes. On Matchday Live, he's the most jovial, funny guy, and he was in his serious game mode today. If I was to push you for a score prediction, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna, now I've seen the front three, I'm gonna put 4 Man City, maybe 1 to Leicester, 4-1 I'm going.
Oh, okay, 4, I like that. In terms, because that attacking 3 again, they just went past us there. Yeah. Just phenomenal, absolutely.
How many hat-tricks has Bunny Shaw had this season so far?
I don't know, I feel like she had a special room made now for all the balls.
She's had a few, so it wouldn't surprise me if she got another today.
She just looks so athletic, so strong, so dominant. I don't know, how would you defend against her?
I'd be pinching her arms, I'd be kicking her in the back of the legs. That's if I'm honest, I'd have to, because strength-wise she'd outstrength me. In the air she's very good. That little power, the first step, she's got everything, and it's frightening, to be honest.
Yeah. When you look across that City team, it feels like we've got strength in every area of the pitch at the minute, and bringing in more players to back that up as well. Do you see any weaknesses in this City team?
No, definitely not. I don't see any weakness, because they drilled very well here. The only thing that I will say is it's just that lapse of concentration. If somebody switches off, because they play such expansive football, the goal's wide open. So, and a lot of the time the keeper will be off the line. So you've just got to be careful in them moments. You've just got to stay switched on for the full 90 minutes and not make any silly mistakes.
It's what happened in the Liverpool game. I was here as a fan watching that Liverpool game, and it was the first time they had a shot on target, and it was because we'd switched off for a second.
One silly mistake, 1 second, and it could change the game completely. Give momentum to the other team, and that's not what you want. And the defenders will know that. Alex Greenwood won't let her team slip. She knows the spine of the team needs to be switched on.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to let you go in a minute, because you've got to go over to do your co-commentary job. About 10 minutes now until kick-off. Don't forget, again, the only place you can get it is City Plus. You can get full commentary as well, of course, on the City app, on the Matchday Centre, on the City app as well. So, Abbie, thank you. I'm going to ask you to run back to us at half-time, if that's all right.
100%. See you then.
Enjoy the co-commentary. Thank you so much. Abbie McManus is back here today. She's joining us. Right, I'm just double-checking if I've got anything else to tell you before we let Abbie run off to go go to commentary. No, it says let Abbie run off to go to commentary. We've done that. Thank you so much. I'll see you at half-time. Thank you all for joining us on this special Matchday Live ahead of City versus Leicester in the WSL. Commentary on the City app. Watch the full game, of course, with commentary as well, with Abbie and with Mike Mine on City Plus. We will be back at half-time where hopefully we are talking about, another Buddy Shaw hat-trick would be nice. We'll see you then.
Well, thank you, Natalie. As February begins, Manchester City can look back on January and know 2024 has started well. 100% record across all competitions. That's seen manager Gareth Taylor nominated for Manager of the Month. The Blues could, for a few hours at least, be top of the WSL come full time, but before that, they've got 90 minutes to negotiate against the wily Foxes of Leicester City. Two tight, close matches between the pair already this season. Leicester are keeping their heads above the water in the WSL. They've won more away from home this season than they have at the King Power Stadium, but they're yet to take a point off Manchester City in the WSL. However, they did take a point and a bonus point from them in the League Cup meeting earlier this season. 2-0 up, drew 2-2 before winning on penalties. Before kick-off, let's hear from one of Manchester City's dangerous front line. Laura Coombs has been previewing today's game against Leicester City. That is a brilliant finish from Laura Coombs on the volley.
It's going to be a good challenge and also a good start to a couple of weeks for us. Probably a season-defining couple of weeks, and we're really looking forward to it. I think we didn't start too well in that game, so we've been looking at video and we'll be looking to rectify that and make sure we get a fast start. They're a very aggressive side, so we know how to combat that. I think just the quality of the squad and the quality of training, every pushing to play that position, and I think that really helps us week in, week out go into games knowing that we've done all we can in training, and the players who go on the pitch know they've then got to do the job, because otherwise there's people waiting to come into the team. And I just think that competition has been so healthy, and also whether people play or don't play, we've just got such a great team spirit at the minute. It's just a great place to be. I try and press up high and give the opposition trouble playing out. I like to shoot and I try and put our best players in their best opportunities. Bunny on the end of crosses is just amazing, and other teams look to almost double team her at times to try and combat her strength, so that does leave opportunities for other people to be free in the box. We've only met Laura. She trained with us today and she seems great. She seems like she's going to fit in straight away. She looks to be like a really hard-working technical midfielder, so she's hopefully going to fit straight in with us. I just think her being here, she's going to improve so much. I wish I was here at 20, where I would be as a player now. The opportunities, and she's going to be around great players, great people every day. Her career is only going to benefit from that. We want to go for the league. We want to win the league. Yes, we want the cups as well, but I think the league is the one that we're really pushing for this year, so we're going in with it full focus. I think we've just got a real dominant style of play. I think you've seen it in recent weeks with our performances, and I think we're at a stage where we're really clicking, and going into the second half of the season, that's going to be really important that we carry that form and those performances.
A reminder that the only place to watch today's game is City Plus. Subscribe now for all the best content, but also the option to watch today's WSL encounter between Manchester City and Leicester City. Fans taking their seats ahead of kick-off. Another important game for Gareth Taylor's side. They could, for a few hours, until Chelsea play Everton later, be top of the WSL. And a real confidence booster that would be. Unlucky fan with the chance to press that big blue button behind them and play the video of which the players come out to really get the atmosphere pumping at the Joy Stadium. Big responsibility on his shoulders this afternoon. Good luck to him. I'm sure he can do it. Let's have a look at today's teams then for both sides. Manchester City unchanged from their 2-0 win at Spurs last weekend. Gareth Taylor really settled with his options at the moment. So Chiara Keating continues in goal. She has kept the joint most clean sheets this season. Laia Alexandri's flying as well. She'll sit in defence with captain Alex Greenwood. Laura Coombs will be there to provide support for the likes of Chloe Kelly, who was the difference in the reverse WSL fixture. Lauren Hemp, Philippa Angeldal, who starts the second game in a row following the terrible injury to Jill Roord, and the players certainly celebrated her performances this season before the injury by holding up her shirt in the win over Spurs last weekend. The two wide defenders, Leila Wahabi and Kirsten Kasparai. Bunny Shaw is the league's top scorer. It'll come as no surprise. Scored on her 50th appearance last time out. And Yui Hasegawa completes the Manchester City lineup. Leicester City make two changes as Bott and Howard come in for Green and their top scorer Peterman this season. That's going to be a real loss for Willie Kirk and his team this afternoon. So Kopp, who played in the League Cup tie here at the Joy Stadium earlier this season before being substituted before penalties for Leipzig, she starts in goal. Cayman will be across the back four. She scored in that League Cup tie, as did Sophie Howard, who comes back into the starting 11 today. Thibaut and Nevin complete the defence. January signing Takarada will start in the heart of midfield alongside the New Zealander of CJ Bott and Tierney. Momiki, another January signing, starts up front with Rantala and O'Brien.
Trailblazers, game changers, history makers.
Team's getting ready to come out then at the Joy Stadium. She's made her way from pitch side to join me here. Abbie McManus, the former Manchester